I'm 29 and I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend. He's 31 for 3 years. We haven't officially moved in together, but for the past month, I'd been spending most of the week at his place. 4 or 5 nights a week, easily. Things felt like they were evolving in a serious, steady way. We had been having real conversations about me moving in full-time, and it was supposed to happen within the next couple of weeks. From where I stood, we were finally settling into something stable, something meaningful. Or at least I thought we were. But last night everything fell apart. It was around 2 a.m. I was asleep in his bed, in what had started to feel like our home. He was still up and my phone buzzed. I didn't hear it, but he did. He picked it up. The message was from a guy I work with. I didn't even realize anything had come through until he woke me up. My phone in his hand. His face tight with something between suspicion and hurt. He asked me, "What's this?" I was groggy and confused, blindsided. My immediate instinct was to brush it off. I told him it was nothing. Just work. Just a dumb message. Harmless. But he didn't buy it. He kept asking questions and I kept doubling down, saying it was no big deal, that he was reading into something that wasn't there. I was half asleep and not ready to get into something serious. I figured we'd talk in the morning, when things had calmed down and we could be level-headed. But that's not what happened. He got up, told me to pack my stuff and leave. I was stunned. I asked if I could just stay the night, just sleep, and we could deal with everything in the morning. I had work in a few hours. I was exhausted and shaken. But he was done. He refused. He told me to leave right then and there. And he meant it. He watched as I scrambled to gather what I could. He wouldn't even let me change. So I left at 3 a.m., still in the clothes I'd fallen asleep in, humiliated and heartbroken, clutching my things like a stranger being ejected from a life I thought I belonged in. I called in sick to work. I couldn't face anyone. I couldn't even face myself. I spent most of the day crying, pacing, trying to wrap my head around how something that had felt so stable could collapse so violently. But here's the part one hadn't told anyone. Not even him. About 2 months ago, I started getting close to a guy at work. We work on the same floor but on different teams. At first, it was innocent, just talking, venting about our jobs. Then it started drifting into something more. It wasn't planned. I didn't mean for it to happen. But one night after a group outing, we ended up at his place. We slept together. Then a few days later, we did it again. In my car after staying late to finish a project. Both times happened within the same week. And then it stopped. It was over. I told myself it was a mistake, one I wouldn't repeat. I thought I was being careful. I deleted our messages. No photos, no traces. I told myself I had it under control. I was wrong. That message he saw last night was something stupid and late, a casual "you up?" that I didn't even hear. I was out cold. But my boyfriend wasn't. He saw it, opened it, and from there I guess he went digging. Some of the messages had been deleted, but a few were still there. Enough to spark questions. Enough to raise alarms. When he confronted me, I panicked. I lied. I denied. I told him he was imagining things. I didn't want to admit what I'd done. I was scared. I didn't want to lose him. And in trying to protect myself, I only made everything worse. He didn't argue. He didn't yell. He just said, "Get your stuff and go." That's when it really hit me. This wasn't a fight. This was an ending. I left in the middle of the night, feeling like a shadow of myself. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I just sat in my apartment completely broken. I sent him one text. Just one. I said I was sorry and asked if we could talk. He read it. No reply. I figured maybe he just needed time. Maybe in a day or two we could sit down and talk. That's how we always dealt with things before. But this time I was wrong. This morning I woke up to a final message from him. Just a string of screenshots and one haunting sentence. Am I still hallucinating? And then, nothing. I was blocked. It turns out he had reached out to the guy I'd been involved with. I didn't think he'd respond, much less spill everything. But he did. He told my boyfriend everything. Every detail. He said the affair had gone on for a couple of months, that I initiated it, that I told him my relationship felt like a chore, that I was just going through the motions, waiting for the right time to move forward. He told him I wasn't serious about moving in, that I was only playing along to lock down a proposal. He even gave specific dates, places, described what we did, sent photos of us afterward. He told him things I'd said in passing in confidence, probably trying to sound cool or detached, like how I joked about my boyfriend being too into the future, and how I didn't owe anyone an explanation for how I was living my life. And the worst part, I can't even say it was all lies, because some of it does sound like things I said, things I wish I could take back. I thought I'd get the chance to explain. I really did. I thought once the shock wore off, we'd find a way to talk like we always had. But now, this doesn't feel like space. This feels like finality, like the end. What's killing me is what I've probably lost. We'd been talking about living together. He'd dropped hints about rings. Little glances, small jokes, things that I used to write off as sweet but vague. Now I'm wondering, were they real? Did he already buy a ring? Was this the summer he was going to propose? And I ruined it. I haven't answered the other guy. He tried calling from a different number after I blocked him, but I didn't pick up. I don't care what he has to say. I don't even feel angry anymore. Just numb. Just empty. I genuinely thought this was going to be something we could work through. I never imagined this would be the end. Not like this. Not being kicked out in the middle of the night. Not having the chance to even explain myself. But that's what I'm left with. And yes, I know I made mistakes. I betrayed someone I loved. I broke trust. But that doesn't make the grief any less real. That doesn't mean I'm not allowed to feel devastated. I was still in that relationship. I still loved him. I still believed in our future. And now I have to face the fact that future is gone. No conversation. No closure. Just silence. I know I have to keep moving. Keep showing up for myself. Even if there's no second chance. Even if I never get to tell my side. This heartbreak isn't just about what I did. It's about everything I lost because of it. And it hurts in ways I don't have words for.